Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Jai
Sri
Shri Krishna
Advaita
Chaitanya
Gadadhar
Prabhu Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Sri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda Sri
Nityananda Sri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhar
Gadadhar
Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
प्रभु
Ram,
दंडवत
Hare Hare.
प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण प्रभु
Hare Hare.
दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare Hare.
राम राम हरे हरे।
Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव साथी गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री साधु गौर भक्त वृंद, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Shati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Sanmataye, Standavat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining today. Yeah, Deepa Mataye, I made you host Mataye. You can continue. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Ram. Yeah, you can continue Mataye, you know.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा Rama Rama Hare Hare. We'll start with chapter 16 of Adi Leela, the pastimes of the Lord in his childhood and youth. This chapter fully describes Lord Chaitanya's Kaishora Leela, or the activities he performed just before attaining youth. During this time, he studied deeply and was victorious over greatly learned scholars. During his Kaishor Leela, the Lord also sported in the water. He went to East Bengal to secure financial assistance, cultivate knowledge, and introduce the Sankirtana movement. And there he met Tapan Mishra, whom he instructed about spiritual advancement and ordered to go to Varanasi. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was touring East Bengal, his wife Lakshmi Devi was bitten by a serpent, or by the serpent of separation, and thus she left this world. When the Lord returned home, he saw that his mother was overwhelmed with grief because of Lakshmi Devi's death. Therefore, at her request, he later married his second wife, Vishnupriya Devi. This chapter also describes the Lord's argument with Keshav Kashmiri, the celebrated scholar, and the Lord's criticism of his prayer glorifying Mother Ganges. In this prayer, the Lord found 5 kinds of literary ornaments and 5 kinds of literary faults, thus defeating the Pandita. Later, the Kashmiri Pandita, who was known to have been victorious all over the country, submitted himself to the goddess of learning, and by her order, he met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the morning of the next day and surrendered unto him. Hare Krishna. Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. I worship Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose nectarian mercy flows like a great river, inundating the entire universe. Just as a river flows downstream, Lord Chaitanya especially extends himself to the fallen. Purport. Narottam Das Thakura has sung Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. He prays for Lord Chaitanya's mercy because he is the mercy incarnation, having appeared especially to reclaim the fallen souls. The more fallen one is, the greater one's claim to the favor of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One must only be very sincere and serious. Despite being contaminated by all the bad qualities of this Kali Yuga, if one surrenders unto the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord will surely and certainly deliver him. The best example is Jagai and Madai. In this age of Kali, practically everyone is like Jagai and Madai. But the Sankirtana movement inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still flowing like a great river, inundating the entire world. And thus the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is successfully claiming all fallen souls to free them from contamination. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Lavanya Mataji unnara? Okay, leru. Okay. Raj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation: all glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Translation. Long live Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Kaishora age. Kaishora age.
Kaishora.
Both the goddess of fortune and the goddess of learning worshipped him. The goddess of learning, Saraswati, worshipped him in his victory over the scholar who had conquered all the world. And the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, worshipped him at home. Since he is therefore the husband or lord of both goddess, and I offer my obeisance unto him. Hare Krishna.
Inkoti kuda chadivandi.
Okay. At the age of 11, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to teach students. This marks the beginning of his Kaishora age. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Lalitman Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation: as soon as the Lord became a teacher, Many students came to him, every one of them astonished to hear his mode of explanation. Translation: The Lord defeated all kinds of scholars in discourses about all the scriptures. Yet, because of his gentle behavior, none of them were unhappy. Shall I read this also, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Up to 5 you can read, or
Okay.
until purport comes.
The Lord, as a teacher, performed various kinds of pranks in his sporting pastimes in the water of Ganges. Translation: After some days, the Lord went to East Bengal, and wherever he went, he introduced the Sankirtana movement, purport, all by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, in disciplic succession, can defeat all kinds of learned scholars, scientists and philosophers in arguments, thus establishing the supremacy of personality of Godhead, their main business as preachers is to introduce Sankirtana everywhere. Simply to defeat scholars and philosophers is not the occupation of a preacher. Preachers must simultaneously introduce the Sankirtana movement. For that is the mission of Chaitanya cult. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Tapan Prabhu?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Translation. Struck with wonder by the influence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intellectual prowess, many hundreds of students came to the Lord and began studying under his directions. In East Bengal, there was a Brahmana named Tapana Mishra who could not ascertain the objective of life or how to attain it. Purport: one must first ascertain the object of life and then understand how to attain it. The Krishna conscious movement is pointing out to everyone that the object of life is to understand Krishna, and to attain that goal of life, one must practice Krishna consciousness, following the methods prescribed by Goswamis with reference to authoritative Shastras and Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Lavanya Mataji, can you read?
Yeah. 1 second, Mataji. I just joined. Okay, this one, right?
Yeah.
Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If one becomes a bookworm, reading many books and scriptures and hearing many commentaries and the instructions of many men, this will produce doubt within his heart. One cannot in this way ascertain the real goal of life. Purport. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7.13.8, it is said, Grandan naivabhyaset bahuna vyakyam upayunjita. One should not read many books, nor should one try to. One should not read many books, nor one should try to make a profession of reciting many books, especially if one is a devotee. One must give up ambition to be learned scholar and in this way earn a worldly reputation and financial facilities. If one diverts his attention to studying many books, he cannot fix his mind in devotional service, nor can he understand many scriptures, for they are full of grave statements and meanings. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Tagore gives his opinion that those who are attracted to studying many kinds of literature concerning various subject matters, especially fruitive activities and philosophical speculation, are deprived of unalloyed devotional service because of their splayed attention. Man has a general tendency toward fruitive activities, religious ritualistic ceremonies, and philosophical speculation. A living entity thus bewildered since time immemorial does not understand the real goal of life, and thus his activities in life are wasted. Innocent persons misled in this way are deprived of unalloyed Krishna Bhakti or devotional service to the Lord. Tapana Mishra is a vivid example of such a person. He was a learned scholar, but he could not ascertain what the goal of life is. Therefore, he was given a chance to hear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructing Sanatana Goswami. Lord Chaitanya instructions to Tapana Mishra is especially significant for persons who loiter here and there collecting books and reading none of them, thus becoming bewildered regarding the aim of life. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Prabhuji, please remember this personality, Tapan Mishra. He is about to come in Varanasi, the topic of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this preaching. Okay, Tapan Mishra is a very important personality.
Chandramouli Prabhu, can you read?
Mataji, he texted that he will read after 8:30.
Okay.
Mataji, Gaurav Prabhuji is with me. He wants to read.
Okay, sure.
Tapan Mishra, being thus bewildered, was directed by the Brahmana in a dream to go to Nimai Pandita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. Okay, so next. Because he was a Lord, Ishvara, the Brahmana told him, undoubtedly he can give you proper direction. After seeing the dream, Tapana Mishra came to the shelter of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet and he described all the details of the dream of the Lord. The Lord, being satisfied, instructed him about the object of life and the process of attaining it. He instructed him that the basic principles of success is to chant the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra. The Krishna conscious movement is based upon the instructions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji that one must chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra regularly and according to the prescribed principles. We simply ask our Western students to chant at least 16 rounds a day, but sometimes we find that they fail to chant even these 16 rounds, and instead they bring many austere books and worshipping method that diverts their attention in so many ways. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji cult is based upon the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Lord Chaitanya first advised Tapana Mishra to fix his mind on the chanting. We, the members of the Krishna conscious movement, must strictly follow this advice of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. Is everybody's turn done? ఓకే సంధ్యా మాతాజీ ఇప్పుడు కూడా చదవలేరు అనుకుంటున్నాను చదవగలరా ఓకే I'll read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji.
No Mataji, actually I came outside for vegetables, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
I'm hearing.
Okay. Translation. Tapan Mishra desired to live with the Lord in Navadvipa, but the Lord asked him to go to Varanasi, Banaras. The Lord assured Tapan Mishra that they would meet again in Varanasi. Receiving this order, Tapan Mishra went there. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I cannot understand the inconceivable pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For although Tapan Mishra wanted to live with him in Navadvipa, the Lord advised him to go to Varanasi. Purport. When Tapan Mishra met him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was living in household life and there was no indication that in the future he would accept the sannyasa order. But by asking Tapan Mishra to go to Varanasi, he indicated that in the future he would accept sannyasa and that when he would teach Sanatan Goswami, Tapan Mishra would take advantage of the opportunity to learn the object of life and the real process for attaining it. Hare Krishna. Samyukta Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. Lalitman Prabhuji, who is Tapana Mishra? I mean, just you mentioned.
No, he's a personality, Prabhuji. Means his sons and grandsons, all of them are devotees, a very great devotees, who will be introduced lately. Okay. And Tapan Mishra's son, grandson, they're all devotees only, Prabhuji. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, they assisted Mahaprabhu in Varanasi like anything. You will come to know, but he's a very great personality. But he was lost in the scriptures, in the intellectual understandings of the scriptures. So now, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, meeting him, he will get a direction of what life is about. So we are reading that part of this chapter, okay, where he met Tapan Mishra and he orders him to go to Varanasi.
Now no one knows why he ordered him, but it will be revealed that I will take sannyas and then I will go to all these places. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's already plan is pre-decided. So
Yeah.
it's like that, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay.
And Prabhuji, what is the significance of Varanasi here? Because I just went last week to Varanasi and I visited the Sri Gopal Mandir there, and there was mention of Sri Vallabhacharya there. So is there some relation?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji. It was a hotbed of the intellectual prowess of Vedas. You cannot argue with them. You cannot defeat them in argument. That's how they are. That's how strong they are. And that is where actually Shankaracharya has given all his powers to the people over there, to the Vishwanath. So the highly intellectual people of India stays in Varanasi. So that was an intellectual hotbed.
Okay. And do you know who is Sri Vallabhacharya, whose reference was there with Sri Gopal Mandir in Varanasi? And they opened the temple only for half an hour during morning, half an hour during evening, and 10 minutes during Bhoga in the afternoon for public. And there's a small Tulsi garden also there. It was very nice there. The Gopalji was very beautiful. Very small statues.
Yes, Prabhuji. The Sri Vallabhacharya is an offshoot of Krishna consciousness only, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement only. But he got diverted at some point, and still it is okay. Means now by this I don't say that it is completely this one. What is a he got diverted to some extent, Prabhuji. Vallabhacharya also comes under our own sampradaya, but he parted his way in between. Still we respect him. That's how it is, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, there was some association with Gujarat there. Lot of Gujaratis come there.
Yes. Wherever you find Vallabhacharya, you find the Gujarati Marwadi people. Because Vallabhacharya, Vallabha Sampradaya comes in Gujarat. And what we say, you see that Nadhwara temple over there also in Gujarat. It is in Gujarat actually. So over there also, sorry, it's in Udaipur. It's in Udaipur. There also we see a lot of Vallabhacharya people. But it's an offshoot of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, Prabhu. And you will also come to know where he got diverted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So let us, what is it? We should study Chaitanya Charitamrita for that. So we will come to know, Prabhuji. In the future, we will come to know about Vallabhacharya also in this.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
ప్రభుజీ మరి దాంట్లో మన లైక్ గురు పరంపర చాట్ లో వల్లభాచార్య కూడా ఉంటుంది కదా ప్రభుజీ లైక్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ వన్
No 34 gurus లో వల్లభాచార్య లేడు మాధవేంద్ర పురి వీళ్ళందరూ ఉన్నారు కానీ
వల్లభాచార్య ఉండరా అందులో
నో మాతాజీ.
సో హీ ఇంకో వేరే సంప్రదాయం అన్నమాట లైక్
యా కొంచెం డైవర్ట్ అయినాడు ప్రభు మాతాజీ ఆయన. అది ఎందులో డైవర్ట్ అయినాడు అని కూడా చెప్తారు మనకు చైతన్య చరితామృతలో చెప్తారు. ప్రభుపాద్ గివ్స్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ థింగ్స్.
ఓకే
he has written proper purpose, మాతాజీ.
లావణ్య మాతాజీ మీ టర్న్.
మాతాజీ ప్రీవియస్ లో ఒక చదవలేదు.
మీరు చదవలేదా? సారీ. అదే నాకు గుర్తు రాలేదు, మధ్యలో ట్రై చేశాను.
ట్రాన్స్లేషన్. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu contributed the greatest benefit to the people of East Bengal by initiating them into Harinama, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and making them learn scholars by educating them. Following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Krishna consciousness movement is distributing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and inducing people all over the world to chant. We are giving people an immense treasury of transcendental literature, translated into all the important languages of the world. And by the grace of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this literature is selling profusely, and people are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with great delight. This is the preaching process of the Chaitanya cult. Since the Lord wanted this cult preached all over the world, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is acting in a humble way so that the vision of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may be fulfilled all over the world, especially in the Western countries. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Lavanya, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Translation. Because the Lord was engaged in various ways in preaching work in East Bengal, his wife Lakshmi Devi was very unhappy at home in separation from her husband. Can I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The snake of separation bit Lakshmi Devi and it poison caused her death. Thus she passed to the next world. She went back home, back to Godhead. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.6, Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Chariti Ante Kalevaram. One's practice in thinking throughout his entire life determines the quality of his thoughts at death, and thus at death one obtains a suitable body. According to this principle, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune from Vaikunta, who was observed in thought of the Lord separation from him, certainly went back home to Vaikunta Loka after death. Hare Krishna. Can I continue, Mataji?
No, Mataji. Sorry, Lalitmohan Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. Lord Chaitanya knew about the disappearance of Lakshmi Devi because he is a super soul himself. Thus, he returned home to solace his mother, Sachi Devi, who was greatly unhappy about the death of her daughter-in-law. Should I read this, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Translation. When the Lord returned home, bringing with him great wealth and many followers, he spoke to Sachi Devi about transcendental knowledge to relieve her of the grief she was suffering. Purport by His Divine Grace. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2.13, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Such verses from Bhagavad Gita or any other Vedic literature give valuable instructions on the occasion of someone's passing away. By discussing such instructions from the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, a sober man can certainly understand that the soul never dies, but rather passes from one body to another. This is called transmigration of soul. A soul comes into this material world and creates bodily relationships with father, mother, sisters, brothers, a wife, and children. But all these relationships pertain to the body, not the soul. Therefore, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, Dhiras Tatra Namuhyati, one who is sober is not disturbed by such phenomenal change within this material world. Such instructions are called Tattva Katha or real truth. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhu. Raju Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation. After coming back from East Bengal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again began educating others. By the strength of his education, he conquered everyone, and thus he was greatly proud. Translation. Then Lord Chaitanya married Vishnupriya, the goddess of fortune, and thereafter he conquered a champion of learning named Keshava Kashmiri. Purport. As in the modern day, there are many champions in sports. So, in bygone days, there were many learned scholars in India who were champions in learning. One such person was Keshava Kashmiri, who came from the state of Kashmir. He traveled all over the world, all over the India, and at last came to Navadipa to charge the learned scholar there. Unfortunately, he could not conquer the learned scholars in Navadipa, for he was defeated by scholars Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, he understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he surrendered unto him and later became a pure Vaishnava in the Sampradaya of Nimbarka. He wrote Kaustuba Rava, a commentary on the Vedanta commentary of the Nimbarka Sampradaya, which is known as the Parijata Bhasya. Hare Krishna.
Is your friend there? Prabhu?
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah. The Bhakti Ratnakara mentions Keshava, Kashmiri, and lists his predecessors in the discipline succession of the Nimbarka Sampradaya. Srinivasa Acharya, Vishwa Acharya, Purushottama, Vilasa, Swarupa, Madhava, Balbhadra, Padma, Shyama, Gopala, Kripa, Devacharya, Sundar Bhatta, Padmanabh, Upendra, Ramacharya, Ramchandra, Vamana, Krishna, Padmakara, Shravana, Bhuri, Madhava, Shyama, Gopala, Balabhadra, Gopinatha, Keshava, Gokula, and Keshava Kashmiri. It is stated in Bhagavad Ratnakara, Bhakti Ratnakara, that Keshava Kashmiri was a favorite devotee of Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. By her grace, he was an extremely influential scholar, and he was the greatest champion among all the scholars of the four corners of the country. Therefore, he got the title Divya Vijay, which means one who has conquered everyone in all directions. He belonged to a very respectable Brahmana family of Kashmir. Later, by the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, he gave up the professions of winning championship and became a great devotee. He joined the Nimbarka Sampradaya, one of the Vaishnava community of the Vedic culture.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, right? So why he joined the Nimbarka Sampradaya?
That is also one of the Sampradaya, Mataji.
Yeah, but
That suited him more.
mhm.
That suited him more. So he joined. There are many devotees who join Krishna consciousness and go to Sri Sampradaya, Mataji, and go to Madhva Sampradaya. It doesn't matter.
But he has direct association, right, Prabhuji? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly instructed, right?
So what, Mataji? Hanumanji also met Krishna, na? But he is not interested. So devotee is independent, Mataji. He can choose according to his nature. He can choose the Lord which he needs to serve.
Oh, what is what is the difference between that Sampradaya, Prabhuji, like Nimbarka?
Nimbarka Sampradaya is our Sampradaya only, Mataji. Vishnu Swami. This Nadhwara deity, na? In Rajasthan, they follow. They are the that Nadhwara deity is their Kula Devata. Like we have our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who started this. Like Vishnu Swami is their Sampradaya's main Acharya. So Vishnu Swami's personal, deity is Nadhwara, Gopalji. So they follow their Sampradaya, and they also have the bead bag, which is they have a peculiar kind of L-shaped bead bag. They have. They will completely they have the bead bag. They also chant like us. In our Radha Gopinath temple, we have many Nimbarka Sampradaya followers who come and who chant in their bead bag, and their initiation process is different. Everything is different. They have a V kind of tilak on their head, Mataji.
Okay.
Like we have a tuning fork,
like
they have
spread,
a V shape.
Right? Like spread.
Yeah.
They'll spread.
Spread to the left and right. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're also the same the way we follow. Also, they also follow the same. There is no difference, Mataji.
So it comes from like Kumara, 4 Kumaras, main this one.
I exactly don't remember which Sampradaya they belong to, Mataji. Like Brahma is ours, Lakshmi Devi is Sri Sampradaya, and
Rudra Sampradaya is from Shiva, and Nimbarka is from 4 Kumaras, like Sankarshana.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Then it is right. 4 Kumaras are from yes.
So he followed that sampradaya because he
Yeah,
like
it is that wish. That is his wish,
most of
Mataji.
the like character is from his sampradaya. Okay, yes, Prabhu, I
Yeah,
got
he
it.
got initiated from Mahaprabhu, means he got the mercy of Mahaprabhu, but he joined the Nimbark Sampradaya. And also, geographically, that is very near to his place.
Okay.
This is geographically close to Bengal, na? Our Sampradaya. Gaudiya Sampradaya is close to Bengal.
Yes.
So, depending upon Kala Desha, Parimiti, he has done that.
Okay, Prabhu. He's attracted to that.
Yeah, he's attracted to that. That is his choice, Mataji.
Yes.
And
yes,
it is
Prabhu.
accepted also.
Yes. Okay, Prabhu.
Lalit Mohan Prabhu, మీ టర్న్ అయిపోయిందా రీడింగ్
అయిపోయింది Mataji. అయిపోయింది.
Mataji, can I read, Mataji?
1 second ప్రభుజీ సపన్ ప్రభుది ఇంకా కావాలా సపన్ ప్రభు
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation. Vrindavana Dasa Thakura has previously elaborately described this. That which is clear need not be scrutinized for good qualities and faults. Translation. Offering my obeisances to Srila Vrindavana Das Thakura, I shall try to describe that portion of the Lord's analysis which, when he heard it, made the Digvijayi feel himself condemned. Translation. Once on a full moon night, the Lord was sitting on the bank of Ganges with his many disciples and discussing literary topics. Translation. Coincidentally, Keshav Kashmiri Pandita came there. While offering his prayers to Mother Ganges, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Translation. The Lord received him with adoration, but because Keshav Kashmiri was very proud, he talked to the Lord very inconsiderately.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport based Prabhupada ki jai. I understand that you are a teacher of grammar, he said, and that your name is Nimai Pandita. People speak very highly of your teaching of beginners grammar. Purport. Formerly, Sanskrit schools first taught grammar very thoroughly, and this system continues even now. A student was supposed to study grammar carefully for 12 years in the beginning of his life, because if one is expert in the grammar of the Sanskrit language, all the shastras are open to him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was famous for teaching grammar to students, and therefore Keshava Kashmiri first referred to his position as a teacher of grammar. Keshava Kashmiri was very proud of his literary career. He was far above the first lessons of grammar, and so he thought that the position of Nimai Pandita not at all comparable to his work. Hare Krishna.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ అకించన్ ప్రభు
Hare Krishna.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I understand that you teach Kalpa Vyakharna. I have heard that your students are very expert in the word jugglery of this grammar. Purport. There are many schools of grammars in the Sanskrit language, the most famous of which are the systems of Panini and of the Kalpa and Kaumudi grammars. There were different branches of grammatical knowledge, and a student of the grammar was supposed to study them in all 12 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was famous as Nimai Pandita, taught the grammar to his students, who became expert in dealing with the word jugglery of complicated grammar. Almost anyone expert in studying grammar interprets the Shastras in many ways by changing the root meaning of their words. A student of grammar can sometimes completely change the meaning of the sentence by juggling grammatical rules. Keshava Kashmiri indirectly taunted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by implying that although he was a great teacher of grammar, such grammatical jugglery of root meanings did not require great expertise. This was a challenge to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because it was prearranged that Keshav Kashmiri would have to discuss the Shastras with Nimai Pandita from very beginning, and he wanted to bluff the Lord. Thus the Lord replied as follows.
ప్రభుజీ ఆల్ our turns are over, I think. Is there anybody left Who wants to read? Okay, we'll start with Dhruv Maharaj prayers. Prabhuji. Last Prabhu, you can take over. Mana next ది వెళ్దామా లేదంటే ఇది మళ్ళీ చేద్దామా?
Your wish, Mataji, depending upon your practice. If you are confident enough with your practice, we'll go to the next one. Else we can practice this and then go.
Okay. Let everybody decide.
Hare Krishna, Mataji and Prabhuji. What do you want me to do today? Shall we
We'll
go
do the
ahead with the
same
next
thing,
one?
Prabhuji. We'll do the same thing.
We'll do the same thing?
Yeah, 2 slokas.
సెకండ్ శ్లోక కొంచెం అంటే
Yeah. Okay.
లాస్ట్ లైన్ అలాంటిది కొంచెం కష్టం అవుతుంది ప్రభుజీ.
Okay, so then everyone of you should practice now. I will help you out if you are struggling somewhere. Okay? Or should I do it once and then you will go ahead?
Yeah, you do once, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Dhruva uvacha yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatya kila shaktidhara svadhamna anyamscha hastacharana shravanatvagadin pranannamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam ekastvameva bhagavannidamatmashakya मायाख्ययोरुगुणया महदाद्यशेषम् सृष्ट्वानुविश्य पुरुषस्तदसद्गुणेषु नानेव दारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासि. Okay, so according to our order, please Samyukta Mataji, start.
Yes, Prabhuji. Dhruva vacha yontah pravisya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatya kila shaktidhara svadhamna anyamscha hastacharana shravanatvagadin pranannamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam ekastvameva bhagavannidamatmashakya मायाख्ययोरुगुणया महदाज्यशेषं सृष्ट्वानुविश्य पुरुषस्तदसद्गुणेषु नानेव धारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासि.
Yes, Mataji. Sanya Mataji, can you please go?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. ధ్రువ వాచ కిల శరీధరా స్వధామ్నా అన్యాం చ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణత్వగాదీమో భగవతే పురుషాయ తుభ్యం ఏకస్త్వమేవ భగవన్ ఇదమాత్మశక్త్యా మాయాఖ్యయోరుగుణయా మహదాద్యశేషం శ్రుత్వానువిశ్రుషస్తదసద్గుణేషు నవదావసువాది.
Mataji, your connection might be stable actually, so it was completely decided to me, but then it is okay, Mataji. The way you pronounced it, it is okay. You got it.
Okay.
The next, who is the next? Deepa Mataji, can you go ahead? Hare Krishna, Deepa Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Sorry. Unmuted this time. Dhruva vacha. One second. योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् एकस्त्वमेव भगवन् इदमात्मशक्त्या मायाख्ययोरुगुणया महदाद्यशेषम् सृष्ट्वानुविश्य पुरुषस्तदसद्गुणेषु नानेव दारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासि.
Yes, Mataji. Lavanya Mataji, can you please try?
Yeah, Sri Dhruva Vacha. Yonta pravisya mama vachamimam prasuptam सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् एकस्त्वमेव भगवनिदमात्मशक्त्या मायाख्ययोर्गुणया महदाद्यशेषम् श्रुत्वानुविश्य पुरुषत्तदसद्गुणेषु नानेव दारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासे.
Yes, Mataji. Prabhuji, Raj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just I will try Prabhuji, I am not able to.
Yeah, please do it, Prabhuji. No issues. I'll help you out.
Dhruva Vacha, Yonta Pravishya Mama Vacham Imam Prasuttam Sanjeevayatya Kila Shaktidhara Swadhamna Anyam Cha Hastacharanam Shravanatvagadin.
Prabhuji, you could say Ragandi. Anyamscha hastacharana shravanatvagadin.
Anyam Cha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadin.
Slow cheyali ikkada. Idi malli same pace lo ellakudam Prabhuji. Third line. Okay. Anyamscha hastacharana shravanatvagadin.
Anyam Cha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadin. Pranhan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ekastvam eva Bhagavan idamatma saktya mayakya yoru gunaya mahadadishesham.
Mayakya yoru gunaya mahadadishesham. Mayakya
yoru gunaya
mahadadyasesham. Mayakya yoru gunaya mahadadyasesham.
Mayakya yoru gunaya mahadadyasesham.
Yes, Prabhu. Srishtvanu vishya purushastadasadguneshu.
Srishtvanu vishya purushastadasadguneshu.
Srishtvanu vishya purushastadasadguneshu.
Srishtanu vishya purushastadasadguneshu.
Naneva darushu vibhava suvadvibhasi.
Naneva darushu vibhava suvadvibhasi.
Naneva darushu vibhava suvadvibhasi.
Naneva darushu vibhava suvadvibhasi.
Vasuvadvibhasi.
Suvadvibhasi.
Yes, Prabhu.
కొంచెం కష్టంగా ఉంది ప్రభుజీ నాకు అంటే నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేదు బట్ స్టిల్
మన దగ్గర లైఫ్ టైం ఉన్నది ప్రభు.
ఏం ప్రభుజీ
లైఫ్ టైం ప్రభు, కంగారు ఏం లేదు, చేయండి.
ఓకే, హరే కృష్ణ. థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
Yes, Akinjan Prabhu, can you please do it?
Yes, Prabhu. Dhruva Vacha, Yonta Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Yonta Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prabhustam Sanjivati Akila Shakti Dhara Swadhamna Anyam Sahastacharana Shravanastvagadin Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tumbhyam Ekastvameva Bhagavan idam Atma Shaktya Mayakyayor Gunanaya Amahadadishesham Srishtvan Vishya Purushastad Asad Guneshu Naneva Darusha Vibhavis Vasuvas Naneshu Darushu
Vasuvadvibhasi.
Naneshu Dareshu Vibhavas Vasuvadvibhasi.
సరే, కొంచెం స్లో చేయండి ప్రభు, కొంచెం స్లోగా చదివి వెళ్ళండి, కంగారు లేదు. నానేవ దారుషు వసువద్విభాసి.
Naneshu darushu Naneva darushu Vibha Vasuvad Vibhasi.
ఎస్ ప్రభు. ట్యూన్ వచ్చింది, అక్షరాలు సరిగ్గా రావట్లేదు, అంటే వర్డ్ సరిగ్గా రావట్లేదు ప్రభుజీ. యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ మోర్ ప్రభు. హరే కృష్ణ. చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
ధ్రువవాచ యోంత ప్రవిశ్య మమ వాచమిమాం ప్రసుప్తాం సంజీవయత్యఖిల శక్తిధర స్వదాంనా అన్యాచ హస్తచరణ
కాదు
అన్యాంశ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణత్వగాది
కాదు కాదు అన్యాంశ్చ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణత్వగాది
అన్యాంశ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణత్వగాదీన్ ప్రాణాన్ నమో భగవతే పురుషాయ తుభ్యం. మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయమంటారు ప్రభు?
ఒక్కసారి లైన్ రిపీట్ చేయండి ప్రభు. అన్యాంశ్చ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణత్వగాదీన్. అక్కడ అది మీరు ఫస్ట్ వర్డ్ లో చదివేస్తున్నారు అన్యాంశ అనేది, మొత్తం లైన్ కూడా అలాగే వచ్చేస్తుంది. అన్యాంశ అనేది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడు, సరేనా? అన్యాంశ్చ హస్త అని అంటున్నారు అనమాట. అన్యాంశ్చ హస్తచరణ అని రావాలి ప్రభు.
ఓకే. అన్యాంశ్చ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణ త్వగాదీన్ ప్రాణాన్ నమో భగవతే పురుషాయ తుభ్యం.
మళ్ళీ మొత్తం చేయండి ప్రభు.
ఓకే. యోంత ప్రవిశ్య మమ వాచమిమాం ప్రసుప్తాం సంజీవయత్.
ఇది మారిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు.
యోంత ప్రవిశ్య మమ వాచమిమాం ప్రసుప్తాం సంజీవయత్యఖిల శక్తిధర స్వదాంనా అన్యాంశ హస్తచరణ శ్రవణ త్వగాదీన్ ప్రాణాన్ నమో భగవతే పురుషాయ తుభ్యం.
హరి బోల్. బస్ అయిపోయింది.
ఏకస్త్వమేవ భగవన్నదిమాత్మశక్త్యా.
ఇది థర్డ్ లైన్ చదివేస్తున్నారు ప్రభు, ఫస్ట్ లైన్.
ఏకస్త్వమేవ భగవన్నిదమ.
కాదు ఏకస్త్వమేవ భగవన్నిదమాత్మశక్త్యా మాయాఖ్యయోర్గుణయా మహదాద్య శేషం సృష్ట్వానువిశ్య పురుషస్తద సద్గుణేషు. అర్థమైందా ప్రభు?
ఓకే. ఏకస్త్వమేవ భగవన్నిదమాత్మశక్త్యా మాయాఖ్యయోర్గుణయా మహదాద్య శేషం సృష్ట్వాను విశ్వపురుషస్తద సద్గుణేషు నానేవ దారుషు విభావసువద్విభాషి.
ఇంకా ప్రాక్టీస్ కావాలి ప్రభుజీ, కొంచెం డిఫరెన్షియేషన్ తెలియట్లేదు, తెలుస్తుంది స్లోగా. ప్రాక్టీస్ ఇంకా చేద్దాం, అయిపోతుంది. సపన్ ప్రభు చేస్తారా మీరు? సపన్ ప్రభు, ఆర్ యు దేర్? I thought he might have left.
Prabhuji, shall I try, Prabhu? Ram Reddy.
Hare ha, Ram Reddy Prabhu, sorry, please try.
Hare Krishna. Dhruva vacha yontah pravishya mama vacha mimam prasuptam sanjeevayatya akila shakti dharasvadhamna anyam cha hasta charana shravana tvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. ఏకత్వమేవ భగవన్ ఇదమాత్మశక్త్యా మాయాఖ్యయోర్గుణయా మహదాద్య శేషం సృష్ట్వానువిశ్య పురుషస్తద సద్గుణేషు నానేవ దారుషు విభావసువద్విభాసి.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes Prabhu. So shall we go with the third one right now? We have 5 minutes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, we have time today.
Mataji, can you please scroll to the 498. Deepa Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
498,
Okay.
Mataji. So we will go to the synonyms and the translation tomorrow. Just I will make you read this, repeat this with me for this 5 minutes which we have now. Okay. Now I will first recite this whole shloka and then 3 times every line. Okay. And tomorrow we will mainly concentrate on synonyms and the translation. And at last, for 5 or 10 minutes, we'll again read the translation or the recitation. Okay? Vaddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam sukta prabuddha ivanata bhavat prapannaha tasyapa varkya sharanam tava pada moolam vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandhu. Okay. Vaddattaya means that which you have given. Vayunayedam means the knowledge. Achasta vishvam, he could see. See, actually, Dhruv Maharaj says here, who is that? Sukta Prabuddha Ivanatha Bhavat Prapanna. Sukta Prabuddha means from the slumber sleep. Ivanatha, like Natha means Bhavat Prapanna means Lord Brahma. Ivanatha, Natha means Lord actually, oh my Lord. So what Dhruv Maharaj says here is, you know, the knowledge which you have given, it is only by that Lord Brahma could just wake up and then see the whole world, and then he could create the universe. Oh Lord. And a person who wanted to get liberated from this material world, how can he forget your lotus feet? This is what the shloka means. Okay. The first 2 lines speaks about how Lord Brahma could get the knowledge by you and create this whole universe. The second 2 lines says, anyone who has knowledge and wanted to reach your supreme,
Liberation.
Yeah, anyone who desires liberation, how can he forget your lotus feet? So these are the 2 sentences which Dhruv Maharaj speaks now in this shloka. Okay, now we will repeat 3 lines, 3 times a line. Vaddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam. Is it okay like this, or should I repeat every word? Some important words.
Important words.
Important words, no?
Yes.
Vayunayedam.
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 Achashta vishvam.
Acheshta vishwam.
Achashta vishwam.
Acheshta vishwam.
Achashta vishwam.
Achashta vishwam.
Achashta vishwam.
Acheshta vishwam.
Achashta vishwam.
Acheshta vishwam.
Tasyapa vargya.
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 Vismaryate.
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 Kathamartha bandhu.
Katamatma bandho.
Kathamartha bandhu.
Katamartha bandho.
Kathamartha bandhu.
Katamartha bandho.
Okay. Now. Vaddattaya vayunayedamachashta vishvam.
Vaddattaya vayunayedam vishwam.
Vaddattaya vayunayedam achashta vishvam.
Vaddattaya vayunayedam achashta vishwam.
Vaddattaya vayunayedam achashta vishvam.
Vaddattaya vayunayedam achashta vishwam.
Sufficient? 3 times sufficient, or we'll go for 6 times? Is it okay? 3 times is okay for you?
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Supta prabuddha ivanath bhavat prapannaha.
Prabhuddha Yavanada Bhavat Prapannaha.
Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam. Please concentrate on how I am reciting. You should also recite in the same way. Okay, then you will get it very easily. Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam.
Tasyapavargya-sharanam 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 tava padamulam.
Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho.
Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho.
Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho. Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho.
Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho.
Okay, one more time, last time, this line. Vismaryate kritavidha katamartha bandho.
Vismaryate kritavida katamartha bandho.
Okay. Taddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam sukta prabuddha ivanata bhavat prapannaha.
Tadvattaya prabuddha ivanata bhavat prapannaha.
Taddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam sukta prabuddha ivanata bhavat prapannaha. Taddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam supta prabuddha ivanatha bhavat prapannaha.
Taddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam supta
Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam vismaryate katavidha katamartha bandho.
Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam
Vismaryate kritavida kathamartha bandho.
Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam vismaryate katavidha katamartha bandho. Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam vismaryate kritavidha katamartha bandho.
Tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam
Okay, now I will do the whole shloka. Taddattaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam सुप्तप्रबुद्ध इव नाथ भवत्प्रपन्नः तस्यापवर्ग्य शरणं तव पादमूलं विस्मर्यते कृतविधाकतमार्थबन्धो. Do it individually, okay? Or shall I do it 3 times and then you will do individually? What's the time now? 9:06. I'm sorry. So we will practice this individually tomorrow. I will do it 3 times. I will recite this 3 times, okay? Tvaddаттaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam sukta prabudha ivanatha bhavatprapannaha tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam vismaryate kritavidhaka tamartha bandhu. Tvaddаттaya vayunayedamachasta vishvam sukta prabudha ivanatha bhavatprapannaha tasyapavargya sharanam tava padamulam vismaryate kritavidhaka tamartha bandhu. See, if you have time, you can practice it individually right now, because I wanted to leave this call right now, and we will join tomorrow. Okay, Deepa Mataji, you can lead the call from now on. Thank you so much.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I think we can conclude the call actually. I also have a meeting. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद बुक रीडिंग की जय. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.